How's it going, guys? My name is KC and welcome to a very special and very different type of video that I've never made before on this channel. First of all, as the title suggests, my 19th birthday was 4 days ago. Happy belated birthday to me! Second of all, on the 22nd of June, I hit 200 subscribers, a milestone that I was beginning to wonder if I would ever hit about a year ago. So basically, this video is a belated birthday celebration and a 3-week late celebration of me hitting 200 subscribers in one little package. And in this video, as the title suggests, I'll be taking you guys behind the scenes on how my videos are made and showing you the whole process from start to finish. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. First, we're going to start with the softwares I use to record and edit my videos, as well as the reasoning behind those choices. So for recording, I use the legendary OBS Studio, and for editing, I use Sony Vegas Pro 16. From the very first video I ever uploaded in 2018 all the way up till the Five Nights at Candy's Remastered series, I've been using NVIDIA Shadowplay to record and DaVinci Resolve to edit. And I'm not gonna lie, Shadowplay was a lot more simple to navigate and understand, but there was quite a few drawbacks. For one, if I tried to record my mic along with the game audio itself, the mic quality would be absolutely atrocious, which is why I had to use Audacity to record my mic and then sync them together during editing. Let me tell you guys a little story regarding why I switched. Towards the last few videos I made using DaVinci Resolve and Shadowplay, I think it was a Jollibee series if I'm not mistaken, I ran into an issue where during editing, the audio and the video would gradually fall out of sync. However, when I opened up the video in Windows, Movies, and TV, everything was fine and there was no unsyncing. It was only when the video was opened up in an editing software. I originally thought it was DaVinci Resolve, so I switched to Sony Vegas Pro. But the issue was still present on that software as well. So after doing a little bit of research, I discovered that the problem was NVIDIA Shadowplay, because apparently it records in a variable frame rate, meaning that the video itself is constantly fluctuating between a minimum and maximum frame rate. And you know, DaVinci Resolve, Sony Vegas Pro, and from what I heard, Adobe Premiere Pro only support videos with constant frame rates, and will all have the desynchronization issue if the frame rate is variable. I was baffled as all hell and at a loss for words, because if memory serves, I've been using NVIDIA Shadowplay ever since I got this gaming PC, and I have never had that issue before. I learned that I had two options: use Handbrake to re-encode the footage with a constant frame rate, or I could just use a different recording software. So I tried using Handbrake, but it took a long ass time to encode, so I chose to switch recording softwares, and based on my research, the best choice was OBS. Yeah, it's a lot more complex than Shadowplay, but it's for the better because it has more features. And even better, it recorded in a constant frame rate, so I knew I wouldn't be having any problems with desynchronization. I bet you guys didn't know this, but back in 2017, the year I started this channel on my old shitty ass laptop, I actually did use OBS up until I got this PC that I currently use. Anyways, after watching a few tutorials, I was refamiliarized with OBS's layout, and I tweaked the settings to whatever I was comfortable with. I did some test recordings, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a bit more CPU intensive from what I heard, but I didn't notice not one single difference while I was gaming while recording. And plus, again, it has more features. Something I really thought was hella useful was the ability to record the game audio, and mic all in one. And when you're done, OBS will split all that shit into their own separate tracks on the timeline when you go to edit it, and that is unbelievably helpful. Another thing is that unlike Shadowplay, OBS has mic settings. And here are mine, which I'm showing up on the screen right now. You guys remember that episode of Minecraft where I talked about the mic distortion problem I was having that showed up out of nowhere? With these settings, I've hopefully gotten that shit fixed. I might change the settings in the future if I'm not happy with how I'm sounding. It depends. Anyways, for any OBS users out there, here's what you want to do if you want to split the game audio and mic audio into their own separate track on the timeline. And last but not least, here's my recording settings. So when I originally switched to OBS, I was planning on switching back to Shadowplay whenever NVIDIA fixed that variable frame rate issue, but after having used OBS for almost a year, I can safely say that, yeah, that's not happening. OBS for the win. You guys still with me? Okay, good. So, let me tell you guys why I switched to Sony Vegas Pro 16. I originally switched because I thought the desynchronization problem was with DaVinci Resolve, and plus it was a whole new editing software that I understood almost nothing about at the time. Plus DaVinci Resolve was a lot more easier and simpler to understand, unlike Sony Vegas Pro 16, which is complex as all hell. But my pops always told me that the best way to learn a new software is to mess around with it, which is the same way I figured out DaVinci Resolve. And I figured I might as well give Sony Vegas a shot since it does have significantly more features, and from what I've heard it's a lot more powerful. So after a week of messing around with the software, exploring all the render settings, effects, transitions, and all that stuff, I was comfortable that I got a basic understanding of the software, and so I edited my very first actual video that I actually intended to upload on my channel using Sony Vegas Pro 16, and it was actually pretty fucking easy. The video in question is Five Nights at Candy's Remastered Episode 1, by the way, and that's pretty much how I was hooked on using Sony Vegas Pro 16. And I'm always watching tutorials and learning new things about the software and the new things that I can do with it every so often. A perfect example is this audio spectrum around my logo that you guys are seeing right now. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Alright, so now that I'm done explaining the softwares I use, it's time to move on to the next section of the video, which is my entire recording, editing, and uploading process from start to finish. Do you guys remember the Into the Pit Lights Out video, that interesting Five Nights at Fan game based on one of the official Five Nights at Freddy's books made by Scott Cawthon? I made that shit just so that I could have a foundation to make this video off of. And I'm going to show you guys exactly how I made it. And how I made that video is obviously how I make all my videos. So yeah, first things first, setting up the recording. I simply open up whatever application I want to record. I go over to the sources, hit that beautiful plus sign, and then hit game capture. And then I have it capture a specific window, and I select exactly what that window is. Next, I don't know if any of you guys figured this out by now, but for my intros and outros, I write scripts. I started doing it sometime during the final months of 2018, and my god, it really fucking helps. Let me just give you guys a general idea of how sloppy my outros and intros were before I started writing scripts, versus how much more cleaned up they were after I started writing scripts. Wow, I'm making a video. Like, I am seriously actually making a video, folks. Can you believe that? Okay, I'm making a video, alright? Please, stop asking me if I'm going to... Well, actually, I can't tell you to stop asking me if I'm gonna keep making video, because, like, I really don't blame you. I haven't made a video in, like, forever. An entire fucking month, to be exact. Okay, I apologize. Please accept my apology, because that's the only one you're getting, okay? Alright? Good. Let me tell you guys what happened and where I have been for these past couple of months. I had to ride out Hurricane Florence last week. 2 weeks ago, to be exact. Not last week. Oh my god. You guys do know that I actually have a life outside of YouTube, right? Well, you probably wouldn't know because I never tell you anything that's going on about my life. Only thing you hear me talk about in my videos is whatever is going on in the game I'm playing. But I woke up this morning and I decided, you know what the fuck am I doing with my life? I need to make a video. I need to get up off my lazy ass and make a video, and that's what I'm doing right now. And looky here at what I'm playing. Bitches, I'm not dead, and neither is the Dormitibus series. I know, I can't believe it either. On a more serious note, I'm 18. Alright, I'm pretty much an adult at this point, and because of that shit, I've been incredibly busy these last couple of weeks. I've been working both at my job and on myself. Like, please remember that I only do this for fun, and I have a life outside of YouTube. In fact, all your favorite YouTubers, no matter who they are, please remember that they all have lives outside of YouTube as well. But yeah, time really goes by fast. Like, just a few years ago, 3 months into 2017, when I was in 10th grade, 10th, is when I started my channel. And look at me now. Crazy. Alright, that's enough rambling. Welcome back to Dormitibus. Don't ask why I stopped uploading Dormitibus videos, because I don't even know. All that matters is that the series is returning, and I'm finishing it. So, if y'all remember in the last video, which I don't blame you if you don't, it's been quite some time. I beat Night 7 like it was light work, and everything was going well up until... Yeah, as you can see, script writing really fucking helps. And it also adds a nice little sprinkle of professionalism to my videos. Unfortunately, sometimes I'll make mistakes or stutter while reading off the script, but no worries. I just try again and cut out the mistake while I'm editing. Anyways, once the script for the intro is written and OBS is set up to record the game, I'm pretty much ready to record. although sometimes I'll do a quick final check to make sure my mic is on just to be safe. Then I hit recording. Then I take a deep breath and start reading off of the script for my second monitor, and then I start playing the game. How's it going, guys? My name is Casey, and welcome to Into the Pit Lights Out. This is a demo of a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game based on the Fazbear's Fright book called Into the Pit. Now, I personally haven't read the book myself or any of He's definitely about to attack. Also, it's been 3 a.m. for a hot minute now. Can it please turn to 4 a.m.? Oh, look at that. The game actually heeded my request. Yep. What the hell? When he disappears from Cam 4, close the vent systems for 5 seconds. And then after I decide to end the video, wherever I decide to end it, I start writing the script for the outro while the recording is still going, and I do this for the sake of just keeping everything all in one file, if y'all know what I mean. Anyways, I read off the script, and then after I say, take care, and I will see you in the next one. I hit that stop recording button, and then that video is now out of its recording phase and ready to go into its editing phase, which we're going to transition over to right now. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the editing process. I start by firing up Sony Vegas Pro 16. By the way, I'm too lazy to upgrade to Sony Vegas Pro 17 as of right now. Then I go to video properties, set the full resolution rendering quality to best, and then resample mode to disable resample. Then I import the raw, unedited, newly recorded video into the project media. Then I drag it into the timeline, and then I wait for the shit to process, and then start editing. Then I right click on the track that has the video itself and go to switches. Then I set it to disable resample, and last but not least, I click on the video effects. Click on Vegas Sharpen and turn that bitch all the way down, and that entire process will have the video looking as sharp and high quality as possible, which is what I'm all about, because y'all know I'm a quality whore when it comes to my videos. After that, I start editing, which happens in 2 phases. Phase 1 is the jump cutting phase, where I go full samurai mode on the footage and cut it to hell and back, removing mistakes that I made while talking, parts where literally nothing is happening. Basically, whatever I feel like the video doesn't need. And it helps to make the video shorter. Back then, in my older videos, I was a lot more laid back with the jump cuts, and I would keep a whole lot of unnecessary and boring shit in my videos, which would make them much longer than they needed to be. And I can assume that it did a very poor job in keeping the attention of anybody who watched them and keeping them engaged, which resulted in them just clicking off it probably less than halfway through. I'm not like that anymore. I show whatever I feel may help keep the viewer interested in watching the video, such as my reactions to certain events that happen within the game I'm playing, or, you know, certain events that happen in the game itself. And also, while I'm in the cutting phase of the video, whenever I come across a part of the video that I wish to insert an edit in, you know, during the editing phase, Sony Vegas has this nice little feature where you can leave markers wherever you want in the timeline. Little notes so that you can remember where that part of the video is, and you can also give that marker a name. And the name I give the marker is pretty much based off of whatever type of edit I want to make at that part of the video so that I can remember. Anyways, once the cutting phase is done, the second and final phase of editing begins, where I start actually putting in the edits wherever I decided edits are necessary. Anything from simple subtitles, flashbacks, SpongeBob time cards, please stand by screens, pictures that I animate from the godly power of those good old keyframes, background music, you name it. And if I end up trying a new type of edit, I can use Sony Vegas' feature to save presets so that I can use the shit again in future videos. I've got quite a lot of presets for a lot of the edits you guys see in my videos already, so whenever I want to use a particular edit again in the future, I can, and it will look exactly the same, because, you know, I like having that consistency. And also, I like to keep shit simple when it comes to my editing style. I'm not really the type to just fill my whole entire video with a bunch of edits like Corey Kenshin or 8-Bit Ryan. Not trying to hate on them, it's just not my type of style, because I feel like that shit can give off a forced comedy type of vibe, which is the exact opposite of what I'm going for. For those of you who watch Daka, just look at any of his videos and his editing style, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I'm going for, and that's kind of what hundreds of thousands of other YouTubers always also go for. So yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about personal preference and how you choose to express yourself in the video. And as for me, I think keeping shit simple definitely works better for me. So back to the editing process. I know what you guys are thinking. How long does the editing take? Well, it depends on 2 major factors: the length of the footage and my motivation and laziness levels. Because remember, I work at a full-time job, it's extremely time consuming, and I only get 2 days off every week. The reason why uploads have been hella slow these last 4 to 5 weeks is because a lot of times I come home from work not feeling like going back on the YouTube grind because of how worn out I am. Other times it's just because I just want to do something else with whatever time I have to myself after work. And even on my days off, I'm more likely to just procrastinate most of the time and hardly get anything done because I just don't feel like editing. However, if I really put my mind to it, I can take 35 to 45 minute long raw unedited footage and edit it into a video that's around 20 minutes long in about 2 hours. Do you guys remember the Jollibee series? A little bit over 24 hours after the game came out, I already had 4 videos on that game up on the channel. I was really on the grind, but I had to take a day-long break before I could make another video on the game because I got burnt the hell out. Getting that many videos out in such a short amount of time takes a lot out of you. Shouts out to every YouTuber out there that puts out daily videos. I don't know how y'all do it, but you folks have my respect. So once I'm completely done with editing, I go ahead and hit that big beautiful render as button. The format I use is Magic X AVC/AAC MP4. Here's my own little custom made preset for the template, and these are the settings. I chose these particular settings because I did my research and they'll have the final rendered product looking pretty good in terms of quality while also having it sport a smaller file size so that it can upload faster. And then I hit that good old render button and wait. Render time is dependent on how long the video is when I finish editing, as well as the type of edits that are present in the video. For example, a part of the video with a ton of visual effects like that massacre scene from the Memorial Day Blood and Iron video I uploaded a couple weeks ago. That part took a hot minute to render, but everything else my CPU didn't really flinch all that much at, so yeah. Next, the thumbnails. So for those, I use 2 programs, Photoshop and Paint.net. First, I go through the newly rendered video and take screenshots of whatever I feel would be appropriate to be shown in the thumbnail, or occasionally, I'll just snatch a picture off of Google. So, I know I've used quite a bit of different thumbnail styles in all the thumbnails that I've made from 2019 onwards, but the thumbnail style that I know most of you guys should be familiar with is the one where I take a frame from an animatronics jump scare, cut out everything that's in the background, and then put parts of 2 other screenshots behind it. I probably did a bad job at explaining that shit, but I'm just going to show you guys what I'm talking about and how I do it. So first things first, I open up Photoshop. Toss a screenshot into Photoshop, whip out that good old magic pen tool, and play a little game of connect the dots around the part I want to cut out, which is obviously the animatronic. And once that's done, I right click and hit make selection. And then I press 3 keys at the same time. Control, Shift, and I. So now I've selected exactly what I want to get rid of. I don't know what hitting delete does, but me personally, I go to layers and I hit layer mask and then hide selection. So that way I can fix any mistakes I made during the game of connect the dots by just drawing back stuff that I accidentally cut out that I didn't even mean to cut out. Then I take one of the other 2 screenshots, layer it behind the frame of the animatronic jump scare, and then I move it, zoom it, and stretch it into whatever I'm satisfied with, and then I erase whatever I no longer need, and I do the same with the other side, and then I'm pretty much done with the cake. So this is where Paint.net comes in, where I'll be adding the icing. So on Photoshop, I hit quick export as PNG, give it a random ass name, and then I fire up Paint.net and open up a special Paint.net file I made specifically for the purpose of adding text, my logo, and any other final touches such as pictures and stuff. So first things first, let me show you guys that really cool little effect I have on the bottom right corner of all my thumbnails where the shit is completely scratched off and my logo is visible. So first things first, I make sure my logo is layered beneath the thumbnail picture, and the layers that contain the quote-unquote base pictures of the previous thumbnails I've made are all still here as well, and they all have that scratched off part too. So I choose one of them, equip the magic wand, and then click on that shit while holding down Shift. And now the scratched off part and nothing but the scratched off part is selected. And then I click on the layer image of the thumbnail I'm currently making so that whatever I do next will happen on that particular layer that I selected. And then I just give that delete key a good old tap, and there you have it. I'm pretty much ass at explaining stuff, so I hope what y'all saw in the footage explained the process better than I did. And then I just add the text, and for those who've noticed, every time there's text on my thumbnails, they're always accompanied by a pretty cool looking drop shadow. So here's the drop shadow settings. I've made pretty much all of my thumbnails on this one Paint.net file, and a lot of the layers were created in order to make them. And these layers contain episode titles, episode numbers, the name of the game I'll be playing in the episode, or just a picture of like Nick Young Confused, or that facepalm guy. And the majority of these layers are mostly still there, and that's because I'm too lazy to delete layers I probably won't even need anymore. But anyways, on the bright side, I can reuse them whenever I need to, so yeah. And there you have it. In a nutshell, that's how my thumbnails are made. Sometimes I'll just completely skip the Photoshop phase of the thumbnail and just grab a screenshot from the video, throw it into paint.net, slap on the text and anything else I feel is necessary to be a part of the thumbnail, and just call it a day. So after all is said and done, I save the changes made to the special file, and then save the newly finished thumbnail in my thumbnails folder as a PNG. Or if the file size exceeds 2 megabytes, then I'll save it as a JPEG. Because if the file you want to upload for the thumbnail exceeds 2 megabytes, YouTube's not going to allow it, so yeah. Now for the last and final phase of the video making process, which is, drum roll please, uploading. And the process is pretty straightforward. I go to create, upload videos, drag and drop the new video, put in the title, decide what to put in the description. If I'm too lazy or can't decide on anything, then I'll just leave it blank. Upload the thumbnail. Sometimes if I'm lazy, I'll make the thumbnail while the video is uploading. Then I add the tags, change the audience setting to no, it's not made for kids, because I'm well aware that this is by no means a family-friendly channel. Anyways, I then add the video to the respective playlist or playlists. I add cards if I need to, change the category to gaming, and if I'm able to, I'll also add the name of the game. If it's a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, I'll just put Five Nights at Freddy's, because why not? And for the end screen, they will always show up within the final 20 seconds of the video, so obviously that's why people do that shit where they throw their thanks for watching screens within the last 20 seconds of the video, because that's where the end screen is intended to be put. And as for the elements, I always have my logo where it is for the new folks, so that they can check out my channel and my other videos if they wish to. And as for the other two elements, well, I don't know how to put it, but it's all about context. Like for example, that Into the Pit video was like a one and done type of video. Just one video on a particular Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, and I see no other appropriate end screen elements than the Five Nights at Freddy's fan game playlist that includes every Five Nights at Freddy's fan game video I've ever done on the channel in chronological order. And of course, a best for viewer element. The YouTube algorithm decides what video from my channel shows up over there, and the video varies from person to person. Or if the video is part of a series, I'll just have a best for viewer and a playlist that includes every video I've ever done on that game in chronological order. And last but not least, if I don't feel like picking and choosing, I just have it set to best for viewer and latest video, which will of course show the latest video I've uploaded on the channel. However, if the latest video I've uploaded on the channel is what you happen to be watching, it will show the video before that. Are y'all still with me? Good, moving on. Last but not least is me deciding how I'm going to get the video out. Am I just going to say fuck it and hit publish, or schedule it to publish at a time of my choosing? And should I choose the latter, I always set it to publish for 9 AM. And in this case, that's exactly what I did for the Into the Pit video, so it was up on the channel the following morning when this footage was recorded. So there you have it, guys. That's how I make my videos. It's basically the same process every gaming YouTuber follows, so I hope this video gave you guys a little bit of insight on how that shit is done. I had quite a lot of fun making this video, not gonna lie. I never made a video like this before. And I know I've been spamming Five Nights at Freddy's fan game videos like there's no tomorrow, and I wanted to switch it up a little bit and do something different. I did something like that for my 100 subscribers jump scare compilation, and I wanted to do the same for my belated birthday / 3-week late 200 subscribers special, which by the way, thank you guys for that. Again, that is a sub goal that I was wondering if I was ever going to reach about a year ago, and look at me now. I've really come a long way, and I'm pretty sure all these new folks were bought in from my Blood and Iron Funny Moments and Epic Fails video I did a year ago, which by the way, is the real most popular video on my channel. Like a year ago, that video was just barely scraping 64 views, and now a year later, it's got over 8,000 views and counting. So, I don't mean to spoil anything, but I hope the sequel blows up like that too, which it probably will. And look at me saying I don't want to spoil anything, and I just spoiled something. But yeah, folks, a sequel to that video is in the works. I'm not giving a release date. It'll be up whenever, hopefully before 2020 is done. And for those of you wondering what I did for my birthday, my workplace was kind enough to give me my birthday off, and I just stayed my ass home. I did not want to go anywhere with this pandemic. I was just at home, relaxing and gaming, and I ordered a large pepperoni pizza, and I went all you can eat on that bitch because I love pizza. And in a nutshell, that's pretty much what I did for my birthday. And you should expect nothing less from a humble ass person such as myself. And with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end it right here, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed and have learned something today. Of course y'all did. Y'all learned how I make my videos. Anyways, wash those hands like there's no tomorrow. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and one more thing. Thank you for 200 subscribers.